Okidokes.
Men,
Och jag vet inte vad vi ska prata om exakt. Alltså hur vi ska lägga upp det så att det blir ett avsnitt.
nej, inte jag heller.
Okej. Cool. Cool.
Improv.
All right, improv.
Monday.
Time to get into the English language.
Should we just dive into it and
Okay.
let's freestyle this shit?
And welcome back to the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Elias.
And me, Robert.
Wow.
Episode 160, yo.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Insane. This is more of an improv episode than anything else, but we will be talking about making repetition fun.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Exactly.
Yes. I like it looked nice when you wrote it in the notes.
It down, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds great.
I think that's what we're going to do today. We have this sentence and we're going to explore it.
I mean,
whatever that means.
How often do we ever stick to what we say we're going to be talking about anyways? So
there you go. You expect us to fuck up. We will deliver on this thing.
100%. That's a guarantee. And I will be more or less just promoting Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in the retro.
Shang-Chi Van Damme.
And a little bit of, I guess, very early 2000s nostalgia with Memento. But no, I'm not really going to talk that much about it. But other than that, it's the what if, and then
that's all I've seen, and barely.
And that's all there is to it.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. Thank you for ordering mugs. I saw that Sarah got her mug, which is awesome.
Yeah,
and it was such a great picture as well.
Actually, yes.
Both the first and second one.
I didn't see the second one.
Yeah, she just taunted everyone by posting another one.
Of course.
Similar to the first one, but a little bit better.
Oh, nice.
Just to in your face, everyone.
Yeah, keep doing that, Sarah, please.
Very good.
And buy more mugs and stuffs. But yeah, whenever you do get your merch, please take a really ugly or beautiful selfie and post that shit. Tag us in it.
It is so much fun.
Because it's crazy to us that you guys are wearing our fucking logo. Like it's
After
crazy.
After doing this for 4 years and never really
and now all
putting
of a sudden,
anything out there,
fans.
I was so happy, dude.
Yeah.
I was so happy when I saw that. I was like, oh my God, it's right there.
It's a new benchmark for us.
It is.
It's insane. Yeah. But yeah, and also thank you to the Underverk or Underverket for letting us sit here and fart in this little cozy room and talk shit every Monday.
Every Monday.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
Especially if other people have been in this room before us.
Then it's more or less just torture.
Yeah.
So with that said, how you doing, bro?
I'm all good.
Yeah.
I've done nothing worth mentioning.
You went to the doctor thing.
Oh, yeah. I have a meniscus tear, which sucks, but can't complain because
you get a cool gangster limp.
Exactly. And also, workouts are going so good. Like, I'm losing my, my bonus weight from the COVIDs.
Your boner weight?
Boner weight, yeah. Thank you, Robert. That's exactly what I was aiming for.
And that's exactly what I do in this podcast.
If you have anything that's related to boners and you want to sponsor this podcast, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm good. Everything has been going well. Life is on the up and up. And, I don't know. It's feeling pretty cool right now.
And slowly starting some Inktober preps.
Oh, dude, so much starting.
Yeah, maybe we should talk a little bit about that.
In tools.
And let's do that.
There you go.
Yeah, so we got tools today.
Tools are back.
The tools.
I'm actually, usually my Inktober's have a specific set of tools. I'm probably going to extend them to Copic markers and some other stuff this year.
So. That makes perfect sense. So, and that also ties in to today's episode.
Yes.
So, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very
Maybe
nice.
there won't be a tool section today.
We'll
see what happens.
Just be happy we're talking, okay?
Dude, how are you? I have nothing else then. It's going up.
Yeah.
I feel good.
I also do feel slightly better than the previous weeks for some reason.
Yeah.
Really don't know why.
Don't know why.
Because
Really?
for me, it's the exact same. Like it is
It is,
definitely
dude.
Groundhog Day.
Same.
But no, I'm feeling better. Like business is slowly picking up, and I guess like I've been working so much, but it's been a lot of those not so much money in projects and stuff just to keep me rolling.
Mhm.
And now it's more actual work. Everything is still like just hobby and fun for me, but now I get real money for the work that I'm putting in.
Yep.
And also my boss Nelson has been on me to really like,
Yeah.
dude, you need to just
We need to.
take
Yeah.
real money.
And I also realized something that you said. The topic name now, like make repetition fun.
Yeah.
I think there are changes in your repetition happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it might be more job security. It
Yeah.
might be that Nelson and they're all back and sort of
Yeah.
trying to steer up some new cool shit.
Yeah, there's
You
stuff
know,
happening.
yeah, there's stuff happening that we talked about last week as well
Yeah,
at work. And I think like you're doing the same thing, but there's levels to this shit. Yeah.
expanding slightly. Yeah,
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I think
that'll tie in as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're on a good track with this.
Yeah, so far
Sentence.
so good. Yeah, so maybe you'll get more than 15 minutes of bullshit today.
But hopefully not, because I really want to go to the cinema after this.
Shang-Chi!
Shang-Chi!
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so I saw that one, and that's pretty much been the highlight of my week. And but yeah, fuck,
Yeah, and
I got nothing.
Heard that, Santa?
Yeah, I got nothing.
The cinema was the highlight of his week.
With Santa.
Okay.
Obviously, she makes every movie so much better. So
Yes.
yes, and going to the cinema with her is the best. Like sitting at home
For you.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
for
like-
me.
Everyone was like, shh.
Like shush you. I'm having a good time. No, but she's like always so into it, and even with the movie like this, which I will get into that a little bit. Yeah, I'll just save that for later. Fuck it.
And yeah.
Again, thank you guys.
Thank
buy
you
more
so mu-
stuff.
yeah, buy more
and
stuff.
shout the podcast and do all that good stuff. And then yes, just enjoy the fucking intro, which is coming now.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons, even with beards and tattoos. You know they haven't changed at all. Failing sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any line.
Just, I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
The puppety pop. And we buppity back.
Back.
I have been thinking about starting
Oh. It's a song.
scatting as a professional scat. Yeah.
On the subject of scatting, yesterday, someone at my son's taekwondo class shot himself.
Scat himself?
Mhm.
Really? That's
Yeah, she was the scat man.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh my god.
But
Also
I
with the-
made it all disappear. Not the poop, but the incident.
So
So
what,
most
you
of the
killed
kids
her?
know. No, but I just mean like she didn't have to embarrass herself in front of everyone else.
I made my poop disappear. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a parent.
Have you ever thought about why he never ever called the police himself? Like he was old enough to know.
Was he? How old is he?
Like 11?
No, he's not. I
Yeah.
think he's 8. I think he says that in the.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, he's
Yeah,
younger.
no.
He's
yeah.
more like Dean than he is anything else.
But Dean knows to call.
No,
Yeah, he does.
I told him to go to the neighbor.
Okay, well, he didn't go to his neighbor. Like, he's got one scary neighbor. and
Dude, it's
then-
like.
he could have gone to anybody.
But it was Christmas and no one was at home. You remember the wet bandits robbing all the other houses?
But what about all the people that he, like,
No,
ran through when he
there's-
stole the toothbrush and all that shit?
Yes.
He could have just
They're
told.
strangers, man. He's not allowed to talk to strangers.
Yeah. No, it's fucked up.
And he's a shoplifter as well, a little thief.
He's, I would say, like secret kind of sociopath mass murderer.
There you go.
He just wanted to kill those bandits. Yeah, the wet bandits.
Make them wet bandits for real.
Bloody. Yeah, blood is wetness.
Good talk.
Yes.
And with that,
yes.
I was like, wait a minute. Why are we talking about this?
McAllister it.
McAllister.
Yeah. So yeah, repetition, fun.
God damn it. I was like, Stabby McAllister. My brain was like, why are we derailing Stabby McAllister? Yes. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Stabbed it.
Yeah. And with that said, making repetition fun.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
How did you come to think of this thing?
I don't know.
Because, oh, no, I know what it was. Because you wrote me like, oh, we should talk about this. And I said, oh, yeah, we talked about that like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, but we didn't
Repetition
really
is fun,
Fun,
Elias.
yes. Let's repeat something we said before. No, but repetition happens in art a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like both when you like have to practice and also if you're drawing, you know, like one type of art.
Yeah.
Like you'll get to a point where it gets repetitive, you know. If it is character design, you know, you'll get stuck somewhere and keep sort of like, it happens all the time. Like how can we make it fun?
Yeah.
And it happens in life. Like everyday life is repetition in one form or another,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I guess when you reach a certain age,
Yeah.
it really does like just become repetition. You can't get away from it unless you kind of switch from coffee to tea. You're like, ooh, I'm so
Never.
adventurous today.
No, that's not an adventure. That's a punishment. That is different.
Well, it's still different.
Still different.
Yeah, still
It
works.
is.
Yeah,
God damn it.
yeah. Watch your knee. Yeah. See,
But
that's
it,
what happens.
like sitting
Just-
still for too long as well.
yeah, I
makes
know.
it
ADHD.
suck.
Yeah, so it doesn't really work for you.
Good podcasting.
Yeah,
Keep
so
going.
good, so good. So yeah, repetition in art, like I mean, it's a constant because everything you do has been done before. We've talked about that as well.
Mhm.
But how do you make it fun? Like, what does that even mean? I think to most people, like hearing that wouldn't sound like a fun thing, or at least from like the spontaneous
dude,
thought would be.
I am the guy that doesn't want to draw the same thing twice.
Which is so weird because you do like
Now
that
I
is
do,
your
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, now it is my thing. Yeah, but it
But-
hasn't always been. And I wish I found this earlier.
But yeah, let's go into that journey. I think we have talked about it before a couple of times, but just for any new listeners out there, or for anybody like me that has totally forgotten it or really
so
erased
my
it.
friend out there, the one new listener,
Yeah,
listen
exactly.
up close, kid.
But yeah, take us through the journey of how you came to first Olpa, like from like beginning that project and then ending up with where you are now. I'd like to know how you kept
the
that
motivation?
fun. Yeah. How
Well-
did you keep drawing the same thing in the same medium
Okay.
over and over and over for years now?
Now, yeah.
And you
Fuck.
still do
I
it,
still
and
do
you
it,
still
and it's-
love doing it.
Yeah.
But
And it's way better. Like
That's
I
the
went
thing.
back because I was like, I have some really good sketch. I've done this before.
but
I
you
know this.
You showed me one of the earliest ones last week,
yeah.
and I loved that one too.
Yeah, but you're wrong. There's
Yeah.
a difference.
So my taste is impeccable. So yes.
But just to keep it fairly brief, though, it's two things that sort of collided. I started drawing trees, you know, with the pen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Whenever the
trees,
fuck that
The
was.
trees came first.
The trees
Yeah.
came first, yeah. And I had the pen for a few years because I got the pen when this podcast was just a baby. And we had this thing with Pilot that never led anywhere because I dropped the ball like on their heads. And why don't you have sponsors? Well,
We did
but
try
they
that
did,
one time.
Yeah, but they did give me that pen, and I didn't use it for a while. Like I used it, and I was like, "Fuck no, this is difficult." And then I was like, "But I really want to sort of explore this because I discovered that you could draw like thin lines with it."
Yeah.
So I started doing some trees, and I had already I've always drawn trees in one way or another.
Yeah.
And I just realized like I could draw my trees in a fraction of the time that I can do them with any other pen. Because usually it's like rendering and layers on layers, and then the bark and the.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it was nice as a meditative thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that word. But it just took too much time. And this pen was like, oh, if I just do this twice, I have like half a tree already.
That's awesome.
So that started it. And then Inktober came around at some point. Yeah, I drew that first Link image
Right.
for Comic-Con that I painted and printed digitally.
Was
And
that the first one?
That was the first with a character in it.
Really?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Oh, shit.
But before, Olpa was born with our what was the name of our challenge?
Vague.
Vague.
The
Thank
Vague
you.
challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Vague challenge that a lot of people joined
Yeah.
because this podcast was just a slightly
Slightly
bigger
Yeah.
back then. So we had this drawing challenge about this girl that, like, it was vague. That's why her name is Vague. It was a very vague description of this character that grew up in this magical junkyard, and she was missing an arm and a leg, and she had these magical prosthetics that she put together from said junk in said junkyard. And I created my first design of Olpa there without any thought, except that she was born in a magic dump place. So the design has changed, but I kept because I like the kind of like owl girl.
Yeah.
Because we talked about, I think, that over time that magical waste thing had an effect on her. So I kind of kept building off of that. So I took away the mutations, and I just kept the owl sort of.
The owl cowl.
Yeah, the owl cowl. And so I had a character that I kind of liked. I did a terrible job now that I look back at it. It's so creepy. But I liked something about it. And then on Inktober 2016, no, because we didn't have the podcast then, but
You started
17,
the podcast
I think,
16.
17 or 18. I had another sketch of this owl character that I did on like day 16 on, Inktober 2018. And I had a design there as well that kind of reminded us of that character again. And I think one of our listeners or one of my followers owns that because I split up that sketchbook and sold all of it, or gave them away.
Yeah.
I think. And so I have like touched up on this character a couple of times, and there's something about it that I enjoyed. So, I did the Linktober 2 years ago.
The Linktober. as we call it.
Linktober, yeah. And it was so popular.
We should make a Linktober.
There is a Linktober.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, I noticed
of course.
afterwards.
Damn.
I should have just.
yeah,
I
I'm
should've-
like, dude, that
fuck,
would have
I
been.
so missed it.
You would have had twice
Yeah.
the amount of followers.
Yeah, but it's fine. You live and learn.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everyone was like, "Oh, you should do something with this. This is so cool." Blah blah blah.
I was one of them.
I can't. It's not my IP. I don't want to I don't want to invest my own money in it, and then do nothing with it because it's an IP that Nintendo owns, and Nintendo loves to put on that plastic glove.
Oh, yeah.
And
Go pro.
go deep. Yeah. Ugh. So I didn't want to do that.
The weirdest analogy.
It's
ever.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'm just I just hear the.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to make that sound.
But I don't want to get known for someone else's IP, in that sense.
It's a cheap way to sort of get fame.
Yeah.
But it also, it's a proven tactic.
Yeah,
though.
of course.
It
Of course
works.
it is. And I don't.
So it's really I would never put it down because that's kind of what I do more or less. I just draw stuff
the
that
thing is,
exists.
look, if it was just doing it at Comic-Con,
Yeah.
but outside of Comic-Con, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want anyone. If someone sold a couple of fan art drawings of my stuff at Comic-Con, I don't care. But if they put up a print shop online with my stuff,
That's
not
a different
as
thing.
happy.
No.
You know?
It'd be cool if Nintendo reached out to you and wanted to do a collab.
Sure.
That would be
awesome.
because that way you would have had a sort of their approval and gone.
Exactly. It would have been something official that I
Yeah.
could sort of stand behind. And when I did the what the fuck is it called? The Mega Man tribute.
Oh yeah.
They told me I could print. I don't remember if they told me I could sell 1,000 copies of that one
Okay.
during a period of time. Blah blah blah. For the I don't remember how many years of Mega Man, but I was allowed to make a lot of prints of that and sell them wherever I wanted, which was cool.
Yeah.
And Capcom saw it, so I was happy back then. But I needed to do something that was my own that I could control, and I loved the Link silhouette,
Yeah.
and I still love that one more than I love the Oppa silhouette. But Oppa has come a long way now, and I've gotten more used to that one. And that's kind of like it's just one replaced the other. I kept all the things from the all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And just switched out the fairy to something more complicated like Brim. And now I suffer every day trying to draw Brim. Holy shit, Brim is hard. Those wings are complicating and the angles and all. Oh, fuck. It's easier to draw waterfalls, basically. Jesus Christ. But I did add complexity. Like to most people, it feels like repetition. To me, though, it is repetition to some point, which is like growing from a place of like growing from your comfort zone.
Yeah.
My idea with Inktober and the approach that I had there was to kind of, draw the same thing, add complexity, like one element of complexity. Whether that was a mushroom or a waterfall. Waterfall was like the second thing that I added. I was like, I made a huge mistake. And it turned out fine for being a new thing. And I've kept pushing it, Sometimes I just I don't have time. I'll just do comfort.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just do it for meditation. Then I don't care. Like I'll just draw a tree. And then Oppa from the back. And it's the same shit. But this tree's a bit different. And I'm fine with that. And then sometimes I'm like, I want, like a castle wall or like a portal or, crystals, whatever it may be. And then you just try it.
Yeah.
Or fighting the storm, that storm monster with the big sword.
I love that one too.
That is one of my favorites. It's not in any way like good if you look at it close up, but it's the sense of scale and the power that I managed because they're all just straight ink. I haven't sketched them out except with ink. And so there is that, and it is a form of repetition. But I get to explore that repetition so much that there's, like I said, you have the comfort stuff that you can draw, and you can draw them very good. And then you can, what if I took this comfort and expanded the perspective a little?
Yeah.
Like, what if this tree goes away from you or, towards you, or
and just slowly tweaking it and making it more and more and more advanced with each.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's a genius way to go.
And then I did repetition by adding it on wood.
Yeah.
You just keep testing the waters. And now you told me that, why don't you do stencils? And I'm like, takes too much time. You're like, just trace it with baking paper and then just put that on top and then do something crazy. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's way easier than I imagined doing a stencil.
Yeah.
So just that's going to add something new to my Inktober's this year. Like, if I can do that, then maybe I can do some crazy shit with, I have these, Copic airbrush things at home that I could explore. I just need to buy... Nope, they've closed Maton. The only place that I know had Copic air cans. I knew there was something. Oh, well.
Of course.
You can also just...
Yeah, exactly. Or just, I don't know.
I have those spray cans as well, the ones that I could put Copic in those. Maybe the Copic ink in those spray cans?
Maybe.
There are ways of doing it. Fuck it. So I'm going to experiment a bit.
You've got inks as well, right?
Yeah,
just normal inks.
Oh, yeah, I could just
do that
water.
and dilute. Yeah, that's what I do.
I don't like how the paper book...
No, but if you don't go too wild with the spray, you still get a nice...
Okay, that's true. You can control the... Yeah.
The thing you need to try out is the different, ratio of ink to water.
Yeah, but that's fine, yeah.
Yeah. If you just want texture, you don't need that much ink in it because it becomes, light gray, but you get that nice weathered texture look to it.
I also realized if I... Because the parallel pen is water soluble.
Yeah.
But if I use Sharpies, so I should buy some black Sharpies for this year.
Oh.
If I do a night sky with that, I can go over with the white after.
Without the smudgy...
Without that weird, yeah. So Sharpies don't
Holy
come off
shit.
the page once
That's
you
right. Yeah,
so let them dry.
We use Sharpies for whenever I'm freehanding stuff on skin. Like it's the best marker
They're
ever.
acid free and all that. Like I
Yeah,
have no idea.
It's
Yeah, I didn't-
amazing. Like sometimes they hold even better than the actual stencil we put on skin. So
Very cool. But
Yeah.
yeah,
cool.
so just taking something that you do over and over and just making it fun.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, I think it's the comfort in redrawing something that you've become comfortable like reproducing. I think that is the best way to go, and that's sort of the route that I am gonna go this year as well. I do feel like I'm copying you and this,
But it isn't really.
It's gonna
like,
be like it's my own sort of thing.
But no one will see that. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know.
it'll feel like it to you because
I mean,
the base idea.
and you've been
like,
doing this for so long as well that it
Yeah.
does feel like I'm ripping off of your idea. But I love it so much, and I just want to have fun with it myself. And I mean, the character is my own. It's not something that I ripped from you. And like you said today, like I just combined the two things that I've drawn my entire
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
So again,
And it's what we've been saying all
Yeah.
this time as well.
comfort zone,
Yeah.
big time. So I'm not stepping out of it. I'm
I think
stepping
it's
into it.
I think it's really good. And also, Yanni's Draws, I think, or Yanni's Dot Draws,
Yeah.
that won one of our purpose sketchbooks that did an amazing job last year, has, like drawn stuff that looks like my stuff as practice now for
I
Inktober.
love that one. That
And
looks
it's
so
just
good
fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun that people
it's
can
also
get
because of
inspired from it.
because they are using the same medium as well. Like,
Exactly,
it
but
just-
they won the parallel pen in one
and
of our
the
giveaways.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is just fun to see. Like, I don't mind you. Like, last year as well, like, I think last year especially, like, a lot of people were like, oh, I'm trying to draw, like, Ilias trees and rocks. And, that's just, the side stuff in the painting.
It's become a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
and
just
it's
that
so
in
fun.
itself is crazy. That
It is
like,
so humbling to see other
an
people.
Ilias rock, you know.
And, yeah.
It's so
but
cool.
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, if you do something enough times, people will make it, like, it'll stand out without it. Like, if you compare to someone that can draw better than me and you're like, now that's a rock. But,
it's not an Ilias rock.
But it's not an Ilias
Yeah,
rock, exactly.
Because they wouldn't be able to reproduce an Ilias rock the way you do. Like,
Exactly. There is...
it'd just be a copy of your thing.
Exactly. It's one of those things where there is an expression that is you that goes into, and that'll make your art stand out. What was that thing last week? But it is just such a cool thing to, like, repetition can make you so much stronger. And sure, you'll be drawing the same thing maybe for an extended period of time. But if you are a bit braver than, me sometimes, like, you'll probably progress faster as well with all the other stuff.
Yeah.
If
I
you
mean,
can
nobody's ever gotten anywhere standing still. You need to move and keep evolving to come. You got to move it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got pranked by my daughter yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Was it
she
good?
was just like, no, she was like, can I borrow the bathroom? Because I was just shaving off my hair. Like, and then she just, like, she did something and she was, like, super mischievous and ran away. I was like, what the fuck, kids? And then when I get in there, I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, And she just, like, put that fucking stupid song on my phone and then, like, ran out of there. And then until it picks up, just like, I like to move it. When I got in there, I was like, and then she, like, put the phone somewhere, you're like, motherfucker.
It has begun.
Yeah. So it's just gonna get
Oh
worse
my
from there.
God.
I'm probably gonna, like, wake up one night, start peeing, like, in the toilet, and they'll have, like, those, plastic wrapping around the toilet where I'm just pissing all over the floor. Basically, just like, thanks, kids.
Dun,
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 dun, dun. Yeah. Just like pranks everywhere because they've already started. They put, like, what is it called? Like, that plastic wrap thing. What is it called? It's like gladpack in Swedish. It has a word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they put it, like, on the door, when my wife was gonna come home,
Oh,
so that she
really?
would walk into it just like Home Alone,
Oh, no.
with the glue, and then
Yeah.
they would, but without
my-
the glue.
Oh, Jesus.
But still, like, they're starting to think in that way.
Oh, my God.
So it is gonna get
Interesting.
worse. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm equally hoping they do something really bad, as
dude.
I don't hope they do something really bad, because it could be really, really bad.
Really bad. But
Yeah.
now you gotta explore. You're
Yeah.
a kid.
You
You're
can't.
supposed
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
stupid shit.
You're
and
not going to
then-
get anywhere if you stand still, Elias.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Full straight
Full straight circle. Yeah,
Full straight circle. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I just realized something about the merch. We need to make the straight circle without a. But
Yeah.
I'm also thinking, why didn't I do this? Because I'm gonna make double logos on the mug. It just hit me, like
Oh,
yeah. I
so
realized
on-
today
on
that you
both-
could.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you could
can add-
download the
template?
template,
Mhm.
and I didn't know this when I put them up.
Yep.
So I'm gonna put a double logo on the thing.
Yeah, I
So
think
everyone
like,
who bought
each
a
product
mug,
has its has its own.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes it more special if it's just
Yes.
the one side.
So if
Yeah.
you got it, you're an early bird.
And also because I once I ordered a couple of mugs and one of the logos was actually upside down, like they accidentally printed it upside down.
So you have a special mug.
So yeah, that made it super special. But they were super quick to send me a new one, like free of charge and everything. Like they were just within like 2 days or something. It was.
You've gotten your mug.
No. I haven't.
Another
ordered it.
mug.
This
you
was
mean?
back
Okay,
in the day.
okay, cool. I was
But-
like, what the fuck? We have upside down logos. What's happening?
Yeah. So
Okay.
don't be afraid to like give them some crap if they
Yeah.
mess up.
But hopefully, I'll have like the mugs double sided by the time this comes out
Cool.
because it requires almost nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's extra work, and
Yeah.
your
While I
workload is.
upload the podcast, it
You're
is
supposed to
like-
do your blog, all right? Focus on your goddamn blog.
Mhm.
You get
But
that
it's happening,
published, and
it's
you're
happening.
do something with it.
Yes, eventually.
Dun, dun.
Down,
Yeah.
and then moving forward. Come on, kids.
Keep moving forward.
But yeah,
Yeah.
repetition. And the same thing I wanted to bring up that we talked about when you do the still life stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can you do to make that less repetitive? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like have fun with it.
Have fun with it. Yeah. Because in the early days of the podcast, I think one of our tips was to kind of like, if you're going to draw still life stuff, why not like, add a couple of small characters around it? You know what I mean? Like, imagine
You're drawing a potato. Yeah. And then
exactly.
you just draw some cute gnomes on top of the
but
potato
you-
digging or, whatever.
Exactly, or just like these little characters sort of like having an outright, war, on top of the fruit, or whatever, if that's what you're drawing, or just like add something to it that is you
Yeah.
and try to keep it in the style that you're drawing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you already set the lighting, the mood, the style. Why not just go Loth Lennon on it and just add some of your own shit as well?
Exactly.
Because that could make that still life maybe like you did a still life, but then you also added your own twist to it. So it's a piece and like worth enjoying, like double up, double the fun, basically.
Exactly. And it'll be a fun exercise just to see sort of what you can create out of something mundane like a potato or whatever the fuck you're drawing. Like, yeah, just that, like, to me sounds like a lot of fun. Like, I would actually
same
love
here.
doing something like that just to see what would happen. And also the mixing of different styles. Like, if you drew, like, a very lifelike still life thing and then added the Olpa thing on top of it, have, like, one of the trees grow out of the potato, like, but with your style, that would be very interesting, and that would add another level to that piece. Like, I would love to see that.
And this is something that I haven't seen anyone do either.
No.
Like draw like a real still life and then not stop there and just keep adding, like build a world around it. Like every still life. Like let's say you have your characters. Like if you have like Robert's little skulls and stuff. Like if you have your own thing and you can add that as like a red thread throughout like all your still life studies.
Yeah.
That is like you're already doing something that not everyone is doing, and that'll make you both stand out.
Yeah.
And it'll kind of like take away some of the repetition and add just like
Actually,
little
that
thing
could be
to it.
a way to tackle Inktober too, if you don't have any good ideas.
Yeah.
That you go very literal with all the prompts and really, like, the first one was crystal, right?
Yeah.
You just draw
A
a crystal and
yeah.
then
You don't have to
fucking
interpret it.
spontaneous combust over all of that, and then do that with each thing. Like, in case you're having trouble coming up with a cool idea around the crystal
thing,
prompt,
yeah. Because I'm doing illustrations, which is over the top.
Yeah.
It's not something I would recommend.
No, it takes a lot of brain power. Like
it takes so much.
A lot.
Because I've shown you, like, okay, so I had this and what I did,
exactly.
this and that.
And if that is your benchmark now,
yeah,
dude, like.
I'm so regretting everything.
No, but
I
you
started
don't know the anxiety you put on top of me. Like this is come crashing down on me now. Like you're not people around. You're gonna be seeing this in October, right? He showed this to me today. It crushed me.
And this,
it's
and
so
you're
fucking good. And I'm like, I'm already sweating balls, and I'm like, okay, so
I thought I was keeping it, simple.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't.
Of course
I just
you
needed the idea down. But if you look at it, it's the basic stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
no,
I haven't
I know.
complicated anything.
But you've just added so many like new layers to it in a way.
Exactly, because I thought I was not gonna because when I started this, I tried like I'm gonna use color pencil very little. I'm not gonna use Copic markers at all, and I'm just gonna go like white. Like the black pilot pen.
And the Mexican.
And yes. And I was very sort of like, this is how it has to be.
Yeah.
Now I'm fine with sketching. I haven't done that yet, but probably need to in the future. I'm going to Copic. I'm going to color pencil. I'm going to do all of it. Like I'm not going to
just make it look good.
Make it look good. Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think that should be the goal.
Always. Yeah.
Like never limit yourself just to one thing unless that is what you want to really
and I
practice.
did that, and I've done that, and now I've moved on.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I need to, because what I don't like about it is that I've become this purist. That it has to. No, I don't like stuff like that.
Exactly.
I don't like being.
You've been a purist for long enough.
Long enough to let it go.
Have
exactly.
fun now. Yeah. Go frozen on that bitch. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
And it really shows with this one for sure. Like, have you published it on the Discord? No?
I'm not going to publish any of it. I'm just going to sit on them like a dragon.
Awesome. Yes. So just to tease you guys some
and
more.
Exactly. Because I said that I needed to like start using social media because I am not so good. But no.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. Maybe start warming that up too, I guess.
I need to. But I don't have any sketches to add on social media because I'm just like putting all the time in creating the ideas for Inktober. So I did the digital one a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I love that one too.
It was nice. It was really cute. Like it turned out way better than expected.
Yeah, and I imagine that didn't take way too long to do.
Dude, I did it before summer.
There you go.
I just added the text basically, like Inktober. Whoa.
No, but I mean the piece in itself. Like
no, I think I just sat. I think I watched something. It was that first sort of like
your Friday
on
evening.
That yeah.
Okay, so that was the one you did.
I did that one and the girl in the broom.
Yeah,
and then I never touched any of them for 8 weeks.
No, but because like I told you that like I wouldn't mind seeing a whole series of digital versions of it.
I have ideas for that. The one that I showed you today that I have idea for day 2, I was thinking of doing that, but first you see the eyes like, poof, like a intensive eyes, and then you see like underneath the pose with the poof, the wings fly out and shit.
Sick.
Yeah. But I was like, I'll save that for digital so I can control how it turns out and not die trying to ink it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a purist, right? So you're not going to go there. Yeah. No, but like again, this is what I need, and how we have always pushed each other. Like you do something really cool, then I need to sort of step up.
Yeah, but it's the same
it's always
with your fucking samurai stormtrooper shit.
Yeah, but that's sort of
so annoying though. Yeah. It's so good. I was like, I want to do that.
Just do it, man. Do it. Take a break from the Olpa thing.
Yeah, and then just draw your stuff. Like the exact same stuff.
Now do Link.
Link
Samurai. Yes.
Link, yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
I mean, it would work perfectly.
I'm not very good with samurais. I need to figure that out.
That's why you should do it.
Don't you have like a Stormtrooper samurai figurine that is awesome?
I bought it at Comic-Con.
Yeah, at Comic-Con, right from that guy that was like, are you wearing a suit? Wasn't that the same guy?
Yeah.
They came up to me and like, what do you have in this? And like, oh, it's just
It's
muscle.
muscle. Exactly.
I still remember that. He was like, oh.
Oh yeah, and then we had the dance off with the kid.
With the kid, after,
Yeah.
just beside that booth,
Yeah, no, so that spawned the idea of making that into tattoos.
Mhm.
It's on my shelf, like in
It's
my
so
house.
good. I wish I bought one as well.
Yeah.
But I don't want stuff, but
No.
I still like.
The only thing that bothers me with it is that it has nips. It's got nipples on the suit. Like, it's
Why?
a little bit of an eyesore because
But
the samurai armor is made in, I don't know, I guess it's a certain style. Maybe they had
nip
nips.
style.
Yeah, nip style.
Opa, nip style. What the fuck? Okay.
So yeah, that's why I didn't use that as actual reference.
You should have used the nipples, Robert.
No.
Needs more nipple.
Yeah, more
That-
nips.
you-
Yeah.
From now on, when you see Robert post samurai Star Tour,
Like, where are the
ask
nips?
for nips. Where's that nip slip, Robert?
Yeah, I'll let those nips slip. Yeah.
Nipplese.
Nope.
No.
Nipply, nope. No, but so now for me, pressure is on, and I need to, because I'm still contemplating on doing a cohesive story out of the whole thing, but also tying it in with prompts and having this character. So it's so much work in terms of just planning and trying to make, like, more or less write the story.
Don't do story.
But I mean, it
No.
has to. It
Yeah.
has to be a story.
No, it doesn't.
Kind of.
Like people will read into it.
Yeah,
Do it like that,
no.
Robert. Like my
It's gonna
crystals
be,
one.
It's gonna
Just
be like that. I know it's gonna be like that. But in my head, I would love to have it as a full, complete thing. But there is no story with this.
You know, your story needs to end up with it was all Christopher Lambert. In the end, somehow just tied to Christopher Lambert.
Well, it's always Christopher Lambert.
I
It can
know.
only be Christopher
There
Lambert.
can only be one.
Had to. There's always the one. We should do like a thing where we just add that and have that as a secret little thing in the episodes, and
That's
whoever
not-
finds it gets like a little thing.
Nah, we should just have that as like we take away the and it's just like
Yeah,
just like creepy.
I could probably make that happen. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. What else do we have
On repetition.
on repetition? Because I'm sure we do have a lot of things. For me, obviously, just like I love the geotrash. That is like being repetitive for me, but it's also expanding. Every time I do it, it's like slightly better. So it works in the same way.
Yeah.
And just like adding or taking away complexity in these pieces is also like taking away complexity is actually more difficult now.
I think that's more difficult.
Like
than
making
adding.
something look simple. So I did one that I also made. Oh yeah, that was the first video that I did with the two crows flying that are just sort of splattery-ish crows. Like that was kind of difficult because he specifically said that he didn't want them to immediately look like crows. Like, and
God damn it.
so like, how do you make something look like a crow but more like a splatter effect? I mean, definitely.
I see what you mean.
There- There are definitely more crows than splatter, but it was just very like I went through a few different iterations before I landed with that
The final,
specific
yeah.
design. And then I still had 3 different variations of that for him. And he chose with sort of an in-between between 2 of them, which I was really happy with. Like, I think that's one of my new kind of favorite tattoo designs, just because it's so simple in the way it is, but also complex. And that's, like, I just love it so much. And I've forgotten about the whole geotrash thing. I haven't done that in such a long time now that...
But isn't it nice to revisit sometimes? And you're like, wow, I'm good at this, but I can also do this now for some reason.
And again, that's also like a comfort zone thing now. So immediately after that, I started another one because I had the Friday off. So I started sketching I wanted to do more of a painterly geotrash piece that could work more as a painting rather than a tattoo. But if somebody wanted it as a piece of ink on their skin, I could do that too. And now I've just decided to make that into a t-shirt design. So I'm going to do a full back print with that and then just have my logo on the front to make sort of a little cooler tattoo tee thing. But yeah, again, it's I know exactly how to start the process of the geotrash, and it's so easy. And then the complex thing is trying to not go too far with the rendering and make it look trashy still. Otherwise, there is no there's no trash in the geotrash. So, yeah. But again, it's something that I will just always keep doing, and it's always gonna be, I think, a part of my style, I guess, as a tattoo artist. And yeah, I mean, again, just repetition is fun in that way. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys have out there that is your thing that you feel you can keep doing kind of forever,
or you need to do forever,
or you need to
like
do forever?
For example, just any type of study, you know, where you need to go in and do the boring repetition.
Yeah, yeah. But like with every piece that you do, you slowly but surely become better.
Fuck, I remembered something you said in the restaurant that I really liked. Was this artist that she had the sketchbook that she, you know, when she started out doing portraits and shit, and then she's like, I'm going to draw every single drawing. I'm going to do them with today's skill. And then she kind of redrew the whole sketchbook.
She even reproduced the cover of the sketchbook. Like, it was so fun. She bought a new, like, sketch pad or whatever. And, yeah, she just sort of sanded the top down and then reproduced the logo-ish from the other one just to sort of have fun with it.
Them somewhat similar.
Yeah, but it was really cool. Yeah, and I think that's a great challenge for anybody that's sort of run out of ideas and also want to see how much you have evolved. Yeah. So she just, like Ilya said, she set a goal to reproduce every single piece of sketch that she had in the sketchbook, but in her current style. And it was so vastly different. Like, you could definitely see, you know, when you have, this is going to sound kind of shitty, so take this like the right way, but when you have these people that that show you like, oh, look how good I am at portraits, and they're not nearly there, you know. That's what her first sketches looked like. And then she had developed her own sort of more cartoonish, you know, like I compared it to Chris Bug-ish type style.
Love it.
Now. So just doing like, I'll take this fugly portrait and make it into a really cutesy, cool version of that. And then just kind of use the same materials and colors and everything. Like, it was such a cool process. Unfortunately, I don't remember who this was. I'm sure there's a billion of these out there. But it was just so much fun having that full process of her, and also her discussing like what she remembered thinking while she was doing those sketches and talking about the differences and all that stuff. It's a great idea. So yeah, if you're lacking any type of inspiration, just go on YouTube, find some sketchy stuff, or sit down and start sketching your old sketches.
Yeah, I love that idea. And my voice just disappeared.
Cool. Yeah, you got that sexy raspiness.
Not even close. Like, it's just, I just feel like it was like somebody just, I don't know.
Muted you?
No, just like, you know, when you put the fader, like you go to one speaker.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That, you know, just everything went weird.
Cool. But, yeah. Have we reached any form of conclusion here?
Conclusion? No, I just want to hear, like, it was just, you know, like we had this sentence and then we discussed around it.
Yeah.
So would love to hear sort of like, what do you do when you get to a point in something repetitive? Like, I work with graphics, you know. There comes a time in production where shit is just repetitive, you know. Not as much as before when I worked on Candy Crush, but there was still, like, Candy Crush is a specific style, for example, and you just, you know, you find ways to kind of challenge yourself. Like, to just give an example was, like, Candy Crush is a set style. I can't draw, you know, whatever I fancy. I need to keep it, you know, within the style that I need to sort of produce.
Yeah, you're getting paid to do it in a certain style. Yeah.
So what I would do is I would have this this like rendered or like realistic compared to Candy Crush. Everything is realistic, but I would do like, let's say I was supposed to draw like these candy jelly fruits. I would draw them somewhat realistic and very sort of like nice, like bounce lights and what is it called? Subsurface scattering, when the light goes into the skin and becomes the glowy, like get that orange hue into it. Like I would do that stuff with the fruit. And then I was like, okay, how can I translate this sketch into the simpler form and keep as much of the feeling of the more advanced sketch, on the 2D sort of super simplistic cutesy style.
That's cool.
And that was a way to make, the stuff that I did more fun. So I get to like do
it's
this
a challenge.
Yeah, you get to do this cool sketch, which I always loved, like the sketches. And sometimes I would just do grayscale sketches and like, okay, how do I translate this semi-realistic blah 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 into Candy Crush? And it is just those things that make it more fun. So people are like, I'm so tired of drawing candies, and I was like, yeah, but like you have this excitement because like, okay, I need to figure out how to make this thing into candy. Yeah. Like, how do I translate this? And it's a challenge with a time limit because you need it done within reasonable time, which for me works depending on what it is, like, of course. Yeah. Sometimes you're like, oh, fuck, I'll just put something together. Scrap that, doing something simpler. It happens. And they're like, oh, that's good, yeah. But just finding ways to make the mundane sort of everyday stuff a bit more fun. Sometimes it's just changing the way you think, not getting
most
too
of the
rigid.
Time, I would say.
Yes, most definitely. And that's why I told you, like, I don't like having convictions about how I'm produce my art. Like, for example, like,
locking. I'm only going to do it this way.
With the ink pen. And then I can't think of anything. And it just becomes this fucking punishment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Doesn't need
in
to
my
be
head,
there.
it was like, this is prison,
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want that. Like, so being able to use this episode, for example, as a way to think around corners, like how could I actually, I'm doing this fucking thing, but how, I could add something to this. Why haven't I added anything? Why have I only drawn like open brim? Why haven't I added anything else?
I mean, they should, like, eventually they have to run into somebody.
Exactly. And the same thing there. Like, you could, like, sure, that, like, for example, I want to draw a motorcycle. Nothing says that I can't add a motorcycle to open brim.
Of course not.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be part of the narrative, but there can still be a motorcycle there.
It'd be cool if it was like this motorcycle that was sort of overgrown in nature, but just like a subtle thing in the background.
I've
just
thought about it.
Give a little bit more of...
I need, like, if I can sketch with pencil, which I will, I will definitely do some of that stuff, sort of like a world gone, like Lost.
That would be so cool.
Or make a tree, but there's a motorcycle in it. Oof, that would be so cool. Okay, we got ideas here. Yep.
That's what we do.
And this is why I love discussing these things, which we don't do enough of, just in real life.
Yeah, but that's why I love Inktober as well, because it really focuses your mind to this one big thing that we're all going to be a part of in a way, like anybody that wants to, of course. But it just focuses you, laser focus.
So trying to take some of the ideas or the tips that we've given here or the discussions that we've had, if they sparked anything, use that. Don't be purist about anything, really.
No.
Like, there is no point in limiting your art, like, more than necessary, Like, if you want to challenge yourself at some point, that's fine. But don't get locked into this one way of doing a thing, If there is a better way or if there is a more creative way. Yeah. Learn the rules, break the rules, reinvent the rules. Like,
blow them up.
Blow them up. Yeah, put them back together.
Have fun with it.
Exactly. Most importantly, have fun.
Always. Always. And do it for yourself, not for anybody else. Easy.
And I don't know if that made any sense if you listen to this in one go, but that's what you get.
That's what you get. Yeah. But I think that wraps it for El Topico.
Yeah.
And
cocaine
always. But let us know what you thought about this.
Discord.
And keep that Discord going. I never ever go in to check what you write, but
I do.
Yeah. So
And-
yeah, make sure you tag me if you want me to see something, because that way I will actually check
Robert
it.
only sees if you buy merch and tag him.
Exactly. Yes. First the monies and then the taggings. No.
No, but
I
if you
do
want
go
to
in
find
and
the
check,
Discord
yes.
though, Sketchbook Heroes Instagram or Ilyas Patlis Instagram, like the link in the bio has links to both.
Awesome. Yes. Check them out. Have fun. And moving on.
Just kidding.
Boppity boopity.
Yeah, Boppity Boopity is just like, I wonder how long I can keep this up before he questions it.
Oh, yeah, you just keep going, man. Keep going. Keep going. Sure. Yeah, I've kind of forgotten what we were supposed to talk about in tools. Didn't we talk about it kind of
We
already?
kind of talked about it. But
Yeah, we kind of did.
we
We're
were
talking.
back.
We were going to talk about you expanding your tools. Was
And
that?
I said that like immediately in the beginning, so there are no tools.
Yeah, there are no tools. Just don't limit yourself.
Don't
Yeah.
limit yourself with tools.
Yeah, there you go. Retro. Yeah,
Welcome to Pingu's Retro Time.
the Pingu. Oh my God, Pingu.
Pingu.
Really?
Nyep, nyep,
Oh my God.
nyep,
Yeah.
nyep, dim, dim. Just like the stupid.
Why did we enjoy that show? Or
Did we? No,
No,
I don't think so.
no.
I think it came too late.
Yeah, we enjoy it now.
We enjoy it now with
Making fun
Swedish
of it.
subtitles.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Oh my God, yes.
yes, right?
That I had totally forgotten about that.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Dude,
amazing.
I just sent my neighbor like fiskpinnar and ansiktsburr. Dude, I was just like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun stuff.
Classic.
Yep. Ansiktsbork, and it'll make no sense to anyone, so fuck it.
Hatten it in.
Hot them, baby. Hot
Yeah.
baby. Yeah. The good stuff of the early internets.
Classics.
Mhm.
Also, Sagan om det bannlysta.
Yes,
Yes.
very funny.
Very,
I don't
very
know if it is still funny, but it
Probably
was
not.
back then.
No.
I laughed
Like
like
crying,
every time. Yeah,
crying laugh.
every time
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah. Tell some more.
Yeah.
Oh, like to this day, the best. Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yes.
All right. So this week, Elias has seen nothing. I've seen a couple of things. I'm just gonna sort of burn through the stuff that I've seen really quickly. The one that I don't need to talk about that much is Memento. It's just a classic. One
No,
of
you
the,
just say I don't remember.
I
and then
don't
you just-
remember. Yeah, exactly. No, but this time I finally saw it like in its entirety. Normally I kind of start watching it and then I zone out or fall asleep or whatever. So it's been a couple of years since I saw the full movie in its full glory, and also got to introduce it to Sana, who's seen nothing. So you're welcome.
I double checked. I have seen nothing.
There you go. But yeah, so this is a Christopher Nolan movie from 2000. So we're slowly moving up in chronologically year by year here. And like I keep forgetting that it's a Christopher Nolan movie. It's still really good. Like still a very, very unique type of movie in storytelling, but it just works. And the more you see it and the more you watch it, which is kind of a thing with the Nolan movies, you just get it the more you watch it. And this time around, it was really like, it just clicked in a way. And it was like, I don't know, I
It's
loved
not
it.
as satisfactory when you find out, though.
No, but
you're like,
so
Ah,
now
okay.
if I watch it now, it's not
Yeah.
going to be as good anymore. But
Yeah.
now, like I finally like saw the thing, and that sort of made the movie for me at least. Like it just elevated it. So, but I definitely say it's one of those movies you need to have seen if you are a movie buff. So if you haven't seen Memento, it's still on at least the Swedish Netflix. So go check it out. It's a great watch. It's a little over 2 hours long or something. And like if you're gonna watch it, don't like go in kind of half tired. It's a movie that you kind of need to stay awake and focus in
focus, take notes, you
on,
know.
because the narrative is so unique. Like with any Nolan movie, he warps time and space a bit, and this is no exception.
Yep.
But it was just amazing, and well, it made Santa very confused, and
Yes.
I'm sure she loved it.
No, it makes everyone so
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah. So that was the kind of the only other movie that I saw apart from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings that I like. It was such a spontaneous thing that we went to see this. I didn't think I was going to be able to go and watch it for a couple of weeks. But then I had this day off and just asked Santa if she wanted to go to the movies, and she was like so for it. And we just made sort of a great afternoon, going out to eat, having a bunch of drinks, and then watching Shang-Chi. I loved this movie. I really loved this movie. Obviously, I was a little bit buzzed by the end of it, so I ranked it, I think, as one of my top 5 MCU movies.
Whoa.
It really, it surprised me in the best possible way. I don't want to hype it up too much to people because this is just
But
my...
number 5.
But yeah. But for me, this was, it was very special in a lot of ways because of our history with martial arts and just the love of that genre and the way they pull it off. I love this. You haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to go into any spoilers.
I'm thinking of going like after the show.
Yeah, which is why I think we should wrap this up so you can go and watch it. But I definitely, let me just say that I think everybody should go and see this at the cinema if you can. If you're not in any type of lockdown situation and you have cinemas open. Go see it. Go see it. Because this is one of the better ones, I think. And also because of it's a brand new kind of IP within the MCU also.
And also it has like cultural sort of like, empowerment.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's just like Black Panther had to the black community. This one has it, for like...
For the Asian community, for sure.
Yeah. And I think it's just like not having, Scarlett Johansson or someone else play, Asian people.
Yeah.
For example.
Exactly.
People just like get to, interpret their own culture.
Yeah.
So it is pretty cool. So
and it really it has everything kind of that you expect from a Marvel movie. I will say that I think it drops towards the third act of the movie, like the later part of the MCU movies.
But I think they've done that
with
from
most of them.
But I think it started with like Endgame.
Even
it got crazy
with Thor as well. Like
that is true. Infinity War,
all of that stuff.
Yes,
like,
that's true. That's true.
It's just the thing. Yeah. Sometimes it really works, and sometimes it really doesn't. This is somewhere in between.
Oh, dude,
like
for me,
keep an open mind, I say. Well,
yeah, that's true.
But I'm always the guy that kind of likes more stuff than you do, so it will be very interesting to see where you sort of place this in the MCU scale. But I enjoyed myself. This was exactly what I wanted, and just like the full experience of that day also made it so much better. So I had a blast, and go see Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's awesome. And those were kind of the only 2 things that I'd seen apart from What If.
What If? And I saw
almost all of it.
Almost all of it. And it's just like half an hour.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts then?
Dude, I love how dark it is.
Right.
And that because it just becomes so much more interesting because it feels like that is maybe what would have happened.
Yeah.
If
I mean, that's a proper what if kind of. Like, it's a what if that would definitely have, like, I'm sure he...
But imagine you lose someone you love, and then you have the power to bring them back.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. And
and the work he puts into it and all the it's a great episode in that way. And I've heard from the different YouTube sources that I do watch that this one will probably have big implications towards the later part of the upcoming movies, because the What If series is said to be connected to the rest of the MCU. So it's not just an animated fun show that is not a part of anything. This will have real life consequences for the upcoming movies and stuff. And I think, and it's been like this, if you think about it, like with WandaVision, for example, it didn't pick up until episode 4. Like
Yes,
from
yes,
there,
that's
it
true,
just
yeah.
started picking up.
Really, really good.
I'd
after
say
that.
probably Winter Soldier and that one too. Loki as well. Like after sort of 3, 4,
Yeah.
that's when they start going.
But I
real,
also
you know.
think that what I didn't understand with these shows, I thought they were just gonna I didn't understand that they were gonna be part of the whole.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Same.
when you saw WandaVision, you're like, what the fuck?
like, okay, did we need this? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Why are we doing this?
And now,
Like, yeah, and,
slowly it's starting to.
and I think that's the beauty of it, because
Yeah.
usually, like, for example, all the DC stuff or other shows for that matter, like, usually they just like tell this one-off story, you know, with Daredevil and
Yeah.
like all those shows, and then like when you start tying them together, like that weight just like it becomes more interesting.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh shit, that's why Daredevil did this, because that guy did that, like just like, so I think that's where they failed a bit with Jessica Jones and
Yeah.
those shows, that they weren't sort of like
Connected.
connected.
Yeah. Like they
like-
were trying to pull it together with that Defenders show.
But
Like, yeah,
no. Like, you should have started tying it together
Exactly.
earlier. Like, have that as a plan.
They
Like-
needed Kevin Feige, kind of.
Yes.
You need the mastermind, the puppet master to really just like, oh yeah, by the way, in 10 years, we're going to tie it together with
Dude.
this thing.
Dude, what I love about that, though, like, Kevin Feige's such a nerd. So when you say puppet master, all I'm seeing is like, all right, fellas, it's time to tie the strings together.
I'm sure
You know,
he's
like,
done
really,
all of it with
like,
actual
yeah,
puppets.
Yeah. There's just like there is no Dark Lord. It's just this nerd
Yeah.
with the passion for all of this to kind of like, I want to make the coolest nerd shit that I can possibly make while I'm here,
Oh yeah, and speaking of Kevin Feige, just to like with the Shang-Chi thing,
Mm-hmm.
when the actor got cast, like when Kevin Feige called him up and like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, we want you. 4 days later, he had to like go to Comic-Con and present himself.
Oh shit!
Like that's how much time he had to sort of actually realize that he was this thing, like this new thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it.
He's like, I'm more excited than all y'all
Exactly.
because you don't know who I am.
Exactly. Yes. Hi. All right, but the what if? Yeah, totally agree. So dark, so very, very, very dark, in the best possible way. You haven't seen the end,
yeah.
which is so dark. It's so dark.
Thank
And,
you.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I really loved it, and yeah, it just gave me this sort of like weird feeling inside, like God, yeah,
Yeah, I'm hoping that they can take away some of the Disney stamp that they got on shit,
yeah,
and just tell the story.
Yeah.
Fuck you as a
Exactly.
company. Stop making it about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's already there. You don't need
Exactly.
to fucking Disney it up.
no,
Like, it is there. Like,
just bank up, you know,
Just make the thing. Yeah.
give us the money, let us do our thing, because we know what we're doing. Like
So-
as soon as they start meddling,
Yeah.
they fuck it up.
Yeah.
like-
and like Free Guy, for example.
Yeah,
Like, it starts off with this great premise,
Mm-hmm.
and like, I still enjoyed all of the movie, but like we talked about, like the second act, or like the like
I'd say the third act. Yeah,
yeah, probably the third act,
last-
but it's
yeah.
still that
it just
like
they
it
Disney it
becomes-
up.
They
Yeah.
Disney it up too much to the
Exactly.
point where it's just like it's too cuddly at the end, where you kind of you ruin it.
Yeah.
like there is an element there
You're
where
throwing up cotton candy.
Yeah.
It's just like,
it's
ugh.
too much. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's no charm to that.
No.
like
Yeah.
and,
I mean, it works for the younger generation for sure. But
Sure.
if it's catered towards an older audience,
Mm.
which I think most of the Marvel stuff kind of is, like it's for us, like this is our generation, or like
yeah,
upper 30s dudes or people.
old children.
Yeah. Exactly. You can't shy away from the darkness, kind
No.
of. It needs to be there. And
You
I
know-
think it's very good for the younger generation to see that too. Like, and really,
Like I think, like, dude, we grew up with some pretty
Dark.
dark themes, and you know,
fuck, the first Turtles is really dark. Yeah. So, like,
and it's the good one.
it's the good one.
and the cool thing about when you make a movie like that is that when you grow up, you kind of still like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
Because
doesn't
it
just
works
start
throughout all of the generations.
Exactly. It works
It makes it timeless.
Mm.
Because it just makes it more real, I guess. Because
Because,
nothing
you know,
in real life is cotton
Big
candy.
turtles and big rats, you
Yeah.
know, just makes it real.
Yeah, it's got implications, yo. I just wanted to say implications.
Implications and stuff.
Implications.
Robert
good word.
implicated that it's implicative, that
Yeah,
it's
I keep implicating a lot of implications.
Yeah.
All good.
All good. And that's how you use implications.
Implicated.
It's
In the
why'd you
podcast.
have to go and make things so
implicated.
implicated. Just
Genius.
running out of air.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
And I think that's the podcast. more or
It
less.
is the podcast.
Yeah, I can
So
hear that.
remember-
tune coming.
Share the podcast.
Buy the merch.
Rate the podcast. Rate the merch. Buy the
Yeah.
merch.
Don't rate the merch, please.
Just buy it
just buy it.
blindly.
Exactly. yes.
Faith. Have faith in Society 6.
Yes. Yes. Just give them all your money. Yeah, we don't need it. Yeah, we don't.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't.
Goodbye,
need
money. Dude, if we sell
it. If we
sell 10 times the amount of stuff that we have, we can pay for the website.
Ooh, for 1 month.
And that's the kind of money we're making, Joe.
Yeah, bank.
It is actually funny. It is funny.
It's yeah.
But it's
also equally sad.
it's equally sad.
Yeah.
But it is so fun to see your stuff. Like when you guys post this stuff.
Yes.
It is magical.
We love it. We love
Mhm.
it. All right, guys. Have a great week. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you guys are getting pumped for Inktober and got something out of this episode. If anything,
I don't
fuck all
know
that
why.
and go and watch
I
Shang-Chi.
kind of thought we saved it pretty well.
So did I. Like, it's always
But
better when
that's-
we never think.
Think about it. So much. Just like, this is a topic.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, exactly.
No tools.
Sketchbook
Retro.
hero.
Sketchbook heroes.
The end. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going now. Or like, I'm trying to send Ilias away to watch Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I need to check
Yeah.
for time or dates. Or like, no, time.
Just go. Just go, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. See you guys
Thank you for
next week.
listening.
They